Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MOR Esports. My name is Jack. I am your commentator, and we are here tonight for the Wednesday 8 p.m. division. This is Season 5, Round 2. This is the British Grand Prix. Should be a brilliant race. We always know that Silverstone provides us with some very good racing, and I'm sure that is exactly what we are going to see today. But before we race, first we must qualify. And we've got 18 drivers taking to the track in qualifying here tonight in the hunt for pole position. We've got big names, as always. Stygian, we've got Solar, we've got Mr. Smith, we've got Wishing Siren, Albon Lover, Nova Piper, Andy Price, Blake, Luke M, all in the fight for pole position. Oliver 87, one of the newer names to MOR, but definitely one of the quicker ones. And we will see what they can all produce in this session then, as we make our way onto the outlaps for the first time here in qualifying. The British Grand Prix, of course, the first ever F1 race ever hosted was here. The old airfield turned into a racing track, and we are here today then to see who can try and provide their own bit of dominance and try and write their name in history alongside some of the greats. Solar is the first man out on a lap thus far, and we will see what he can do in this session. Let me just get the TikTok up so I can see all your beautiful chats. Let me get the Twitch up as well so I can see everyone in the Twitch too. And we are all ready and set up then for what should be a pretty good qualifying session, if I do say so myself. Solar then through the final chicane, and he will move on to his first lap in this session. Solar in the Aston Martin round the final corner, and away we go with Solar then onto his first lap of this qualifying. On board with the Aston Martin, gets it turned in. Looks pretty tight and neat. Get yourself all the way over to the right-hand side, as the next one coming up is a left-hander. Fully flat round here, and onto the first straight you go. Heading towards the BRDC Clubhouse. Brooklands corner. Always a difficult corner. Hard to know when to turn in. Looks like Solar has nailed it. Now through Luffield, the corner that never ends around this Silverstone circuit, and you begin your climb now to Copse Corner, where you will not lift off until you get to the end of Maggots and Beckett. Solar fully flat, through Copse Corner. Now to Maggots and Beckett's then, one of the most iconic corner profiles in the entire Formula 1 calendar. Little bit of a lift through there, and then you get the power down once more onto the next straight. And towards Stowe Corner you go. You burn all the battery that you possibly can down here into Stowe Corner. Little bit of lifting and coasting. Get it up the inside. Ride the outside curb. And then into the Vale chicane. Solar gets it tipped in nicely. Now through Club. And Solar the Yeeter crosses the line. It's a 1 minute 27.2 for Solar. And of course, that is provisional pole position because nobody else has set a lap time. Oliver 87 with a 29.3. Wishing Siren with a 27.3. So Solar and Wishing Siren closely contested. Oliver lagging just a little bit behind. Batal goes into 5th place. Stygian goes into 3rd with a 27.4. This is definitely going to be a close session. Jack Plays now goes to 5th with a 1 minute 30.2. Luke M has invalidated. What about Mr. Smith? He's on another outlap. Here's Andy Price on another outlap as well. We've got Matt Connor, who's draining the battery towards Stowe Corner. And will make his way into the Vale chicane now then. And what is Matt Connor able to produce in this session? Crosses the line, goes P4 with a 1 minute 28.3. Albon Lover was obviously on an outlap, as was Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith now going on to his lap. So let's watch the Ferrari driver then, as through Farm and now the loop we go. And we now make our way with the Ferrari through this lap. Down the Hangar Straight, not the Hangar Straight, sorry, the Wellington Straight into Brooklands Corner. And then through Luffield. Out onto Woodcote we go with Mr. Smith. And once again, you start the climb towards Copse Corner. You can see the grandstands all around the track, roaring the drivers on. Through Copse we go. Little tag of the grass. That won't have been what he would have wanted, but I doubt it will harm him too much. As now through Maggots and Becketts we go. Mr. Smith invalidates. Through Chapel, lifts off. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going for another lap after this one. William Brownie just coming towards Chapel now as well. And down the Hangar Straight we go. Has not saved much battery for the Hangar Straight. So won't be getting too much power towards Stowe. And William Brownie through Stowe Corner then and towards the Vale Chicane. Braking just about the 75-metre board, I would have said. And then through Club you go now. And William Brownie crosses the line and goes at P9 with a 1 minute 29.5. Alcada has invalidated his lap and is very, very wide through Farm. As Mr. Smith is going on another lap, it looks like. He's just coming onto the Wellington Straight now. Lifting and coasting into Brooklands, saving a lot of battery through Luffield and towards Woodcote. He now comes. And the Ferrari driver, Solitaire, the funny thing, JP, is that I actually did lift through Copse. That's quite interesting. Let's see if Mr. Smith does that. He does not. It's a downshift, but not a lift for Mr. Smith. Is now into Maggots and then Beckett's. Through we go now to Chapel. And Mr. Smith trying to master the Silverstone circuit has saved plenty of battery for the Wellington Straight. And Mr. Smith, the Scuderia, does seem to be prancing in this session. Tries to keep it valid, does keep it valid. Through and towards Club we go now then. Mr. Smith crosses the line and goes at P3 with a 1 minute 27.347. But at the moment, it is Solar out on top. Alcada trying again at another lap all over the sausage curb. And that isn't going to give you any sort of lap time. That's Mr. Smith just ahead of us, who's looking to give Alcada a bit of a slipstream. I'm sure Alcada will appreciate this. Into Brooklands we go. Mr. Smith dives out of the way. Alcada through Brooklands. And now Luffield we go. Trying to get the power down. You can hear the car revving away as the traction control tries to keep him on the road. Now down the old pit straight we go. And towards Copse Corner. This is where it's easy to invalidate. Keeps the car on the road. Big lift through Copse for Alcada. Hasn't got much battery to use. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Keeps the lap valid for now though. Through Chapel we go with the Williams driver. And it does seem to be valid for the time being. Solar and Wishing Siren and Stygian are also on laps at the moment too. Here's Alcada then. Through the final couple of corners we go. Just come through Stowe. Now to the Vale Chicane. And Alcada looking for his first valid lap time in this session. The Williams rounds the final corner of Club. Crosses the line. And it's P13. A 1 minute 30.8 for him. So what about Solar? What about Wishing Siren then? Wishing Siren on his opening lap. On his second lap, should I say, sorry, of this qualifying session. Wishing Siren looking to try and get ahead of Solar. It's a 27.332 at the moment. Needs to beat a 27.204. Wishing Siren crosses the line. Doesn't get the time that he wanted. It's a 1 minute 27.228. So brings himself a lot closer to Solar. But Solar does have the right of reply. Solar through the final couple of corners then. What can Solar do on his second lap? He can go quicker. A 1 minute 27 flat for Solar. And he is still improving. Nova Piper, I don't believe is on a lap at the moment. Is currently in P6 with a 1 minute 28.1. And Nova Piper currently ahead of his teammate. We've currently got a McLaren 6.7 at the moment. Blake is on his latest lap, currently in 10th. Make that 11th as I believe, who is that that's just gone ahead? I believe that's Oliver 87 that has just gone ahead. Blake into the Vale chicane then. And what does Blake have in this lap? We would expect Blake to be higher up than 11th place. Crosses the line now and goes into P9 ahead of his VCarb teammate who has just set his lap time. Oliver has invalidated. Luke M is on a lap then. What can Luke do? Harry saying, can I join now because I finished what I was doing? Are you full-time in the Wednesday 8 PM division, Harry? If you are, most certainly. If you are looking to reserve, I will just have to get clarification with Mikey that that's okay. I don't see why it would be a problem. You're not full-time. Okay, give me 2 moments while I pop Mikey a message. If you want to add me on EA while I ask, I will drop my EA name in the chat. So just shoot me a friend request on EA. I will just pop the owner the question, but I'm sure there won't be any problem whatsoever. I do assume you are in the Discord, Harry. And I assume you are, you know, signed up for certain days and all good things like that. So you will be ready to race. You are indeed absolutely perfect then, Harry. No problem at all. We will be able to get you in. I'll wait for your friend request to come through and I will pop you an invite as soon as possible, mate. One Xavier is not on a lap. I don't believe Blake is either. No, he's just on an in lap. We've got a couple drivers on out laps. D-Ghost is just going on to a lap. So let's ride on board with the Mercedes then. As through Abbey, he has just come. And through the first sector, a little bit wide through there, but should give him a decent exit onto the Wellington straight. And the Mercedes driver looking to improve from the 1 minute 31.1. He's the only man in the 1 minute 31s at the moment. So definitely wants to improve. His 2 tenths down through the first sector is D-Ghost. So not enjoying the greatest of laps in the opening part of this lap. But definitely could improve. There is the friend request from Harry. So let's get him in the session as quickly as possible. Right down the friends list we go. Where are you in the friends list, Harry? Are you down here? Doesn't look like it. Are you back up here? Ah, this is you. Perfect. Thank you very much, Harry. Best of luck to you in the rest of this session. Stygian now on another lap and is 28 milliseconds up through the first sector. And Stygian looking to try and improve towards the time that would get him in contention for the front row, possibly pole position. Through Maggots and Beckett's we go with the Cadillac driver out of Chapel and onto the hangar straight. He is a 10.5 up. This could be a lap that sends the Cadillac into front row contention. It may not be enough to take pole off of Solar. Damon saying, wow, people are quick round here. I'm currently P14. Well, Damon, I'm sure that you will improve as the time goes on. Stygian crosses the line, goes P3 then ahead of Mr. Smith. The Cadillac driver, I would assume, has put enough fuel in that car to stay out for at least another lap. Albon Lover is on an out lap. We've got Mr. Smith, Wishing Siren and Solar still in the pit lane. Oliver 87 just coming through Luffield and towards Woodcote. And Oliver 87 looking to try and improve by about 3/10. The V-carbs look very closely matched, I must say. Only 7 thousandths of a second between the two V-carb drivers. And Oliver 87 looking to try and get himself in that fight as well, is saving a lot of battery through Maggots and Beckett's. Solar now out on an out lap. Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith still in the pit lane. We've got Oliver 87 who's just invalidated his lap. Here's William Brownie then. Doesn't look like he's on a lap at the moment. Jack Plays is not either. Alcada's invalidated. D-Ghost just coming through the first sector. Jabba is out on a lap, or on an out lap, should I say. Stygian is just coming back into the pits, so we won't see another lap from the Cadillac. He will start a best of P3. It doesn't look like Mr. Smith is coming. No, Mr. Smith is coming back out. It was showing me the pit lane, but Mr. Smith is back out on track then to try and take the fight to Wishing Siren and Solar. Albon Lover then begins his final lap. Here's Nova Piper on his lap. We've also got Matt Connor on a lap just ahead of him, deploying the battery towards the line. Stays P7 even with the improvement he had. Nova Piper crosses the line. Stays P6. Did not improve. Andy Price on a lap as well. Easily one of the more underrated drivers in MOR. What can Andy Price do? Currently in 8th place. Needs 4/10 to get up to Matt Connor. Andy Price. It was going to be 3/10 of improvement, but invalidated through the final couple of corners. But here is one of the men we want to watch then. Solar in the Aston Martin on to his final lap of this qualifying session. Currently holds provisional pole. It's a 27.0. I'm sure he'll be looking to break into the 1 minute 26s. But that is a very tall order to try and ask of an F1 driver. He comes past the BRDC clubhouse and into Brooklands, 27 thousandths of a second down through that first sector. Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith will have the right of reply. They will be setting laps after him. The question is, does Solar prefer being the hunter or the hunted? Either way, Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith are hunting him. If I was a driver, I would like to know what I've got to be. I would not like to set the bar, but Solar is going to be setting the bar in this session. And the bar that's being set in the middle sector as he crosses the Delta line now is a 1 minute 3.472. He's 10 milliseconds down through the middle part of the lap, so needs an electric final part if he is to improve. Qualifying is now over. Nova Piper and Jack Plays have done their best lap times, as has Stygian. Here comes Solar then, through the final couple of corners, and through Club we go, with Solar across the line, cannot improve. Jabba goes up to P5, so what about Wishing Siren then? He'll be the next driver to set a lap time. He's trying to get all the slipstream he can from the V-carb ahead of him. Blake has set his best lap time of the session. Here comes Wishing Siren through Stowe Corner and towards the Vale chicane. Can the Red Bull put a better lap time on the board? Can he take pole position away from Solar? He comes round the final corner, crosses the line now. It is improvement, but it's not enough. So what about Mr. Smith then? Does he have anything in the locker to try and beat Solar in this session? Round the final corner with the Scuderia. It is improvement. It's not enough. He is 1,000th of a second off of Stygian. That would have put him in third. Matt Connor, I don't believe is on a lap. It doesn't look like it. One Xavier isn't on a lap either. So that is your qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. Solar with a dominant pole position here in Silverstone. Had pole position pretty much from the start. Wishing Siren in second place with Stygian in third. Mr. Smith fourth with Jabba in fifth place. And that is a mean looking top five. We've got Albon Lover in sixth with Nova Piper in seventh. It was a close qualifying session between the people behind Solar, but Solar emerging out in front. QZRT, welcome back in. Haven't seen you in a while, mate. Great to see you in the TikTok chat. But in qualifying then, It's Solar that takes pole position with Wishing Siren lining up... there, I can't even speak English. Lining up alongside of him. Britain, always a great track for racing. Silverstone, the site of many iconic moments, and I'm sure we've got a couple coming for you in the race to come up. The British Grand Prix is up next. Welcome back to the action on the formation lap then. We need to get Luke M an invite. He is disconnected, so let's get him back in as soon as possible. Hopefully, he will be able to take the start of the Grand Prix. 19 drivers taking to the start. Strategy, not very split at all. We've got 3 drivers on the soft compound tyres, those being Matt Connor, Juan Javier, and Alcada. 3 drivers on the hard compound tyres, those being William Brownie, Batal, and D Ghost. Everyone else electing for the mediums. So let's see what strategy pays off. It looks like the mediums for the top 7. It's then Matt Connor that breaks that on the softs. And then from 9th down to 13th, all on the mediums. Definitely watch for the start of Matt Connor as he tries to jump his teammate off the line. It's always quite easy to make moves into Abbey, which is turn 1, and then down into turn 3 as well. So definitely watch for Matt Connor. Definitely watch for the likes of Wishing Siren, who will try and take the lead of this Grand Prix early, because if they don't, Solar could definitely try and run away with this one. But it is hard to pull a gap around Silverstone because the battery is very hard to manage. And if you try and pull away a little bit and use some excess battery and you don't successfully pull away, then the driver that's on the back of you could easily make a pass with the extra battery that they will have in their reserve. The drivers just making their way towards the Vale chicane then. And Solar will line up on pole position. Pole position isn't usually a winner around Silverstone, unless you are in Max Verstappen's 2023 Red Bull. But Solar, the pace that he's got, he might as well be in Max Verstappen's 2023 Red Bull. All the drivers then lining up on the grid, and all that's left to do is wait for the lights. The engines roar to life then here in Silverstone. It's lights out, and away we go for the British Grand Prix. Solar does get away well from pole position. Look at the start of Stygian is already into the barrier there. That is Slice, Macon, and Xavier. All found themselves in the wall. We've already got a virtual safety car deployed. MOR Blake gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Andy Price. Alcada gets a 10-second penalty for a collision as well. Slice with no front wing. It looks like Matt Connor's got some damage. We've got penalties absolutely everywhere. Blake manages to keep his front wing. Carnage ensuing in the first couple of corners. Solar holds the lead. Stygian up into second place ahead of Wishing Siren. Best starter is Alcada, up 8 places, but has got a 10-second penalty. It all kicked off in the opening phases there. Luke M has also picked up damage. We've got quite a few drivers with damage. Matt Connor being one of them. I said watch for the start of Matt Connor, but the two McLarens both seem to have been in the wars. Nova Piper avoiding damage. Matt Connor with no front wings, starting on the soft compound tyres. I thought he'd have a great start. It's been the complete opposite. Slice and Matt Connor both down 10 places. Nova down 9. As I mentioned, it's Alcada that is the biggest gainer. But we have got a lot of 10-second penalties. We'll look at the penalty situation. And it's 10 seconds for Luke, Alcada, Blake and William. It's then 3 seconds for Nova, as Solar gets the drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. And that really changes the complexion of this race. There was someone else that picked one up. I believe it was Luke M. Solar is your leader, but has a drive-through penalty. Luke, Matt Connor and Slice all come into the pit lane to change their tyres. This is absolutely astonishing stuff. At the start of the British Grand Prix, Solar with a drive-through. And when he comes in to serve that, it's going to be Stygian that is your leader. Wishing Siren in second with Mr. Smith in third. We've got a real train though, all the way down to 8th place. Make that 7th now, as Andy drops Oliver a little bit. I've seen chaotic Grand Prix starts before, as we've now got another driver in the wall, and that is Alcada, who is backwards down the old pit straight. What has happened to the Williams driver? On the soft compound tyres, all the soft runners having miserable opening phases of this Grand Prix, as Blake gets through on Jack Plays and up into 12th. Does Solar serve the drive-through on this lap? Yes, he does. That leaves Stygian in the lead of this Grand Prix. Wishing Siren in second place. What kind of comeback can Solar try and source up in this British Grand Prix? Is going to need to be a big one, because that drive-through is going to drop him down a whole host of places. I believe down towards 15th place. As Jack Plays comes into the pits, he's got a lot of damage to the front wing. Major carnage ensuing in this race. Solar is going to come out in 14th place and a mile off of 13th as well. That's his teammate One Xavier. The gap 7.2 seconds between them. The gap to leader for Solar 19.7 seconds, and he will still have to pit, as will everyone else. Lily in the chat, welcome in Lily, good to see you as always. Stygian is your leader then. Wishing Siren in second. Mr. Smith third with Jabba in 4th place. And this Grand Prix has just been completely turned on its head. Cadillac from Red Bull. Ferrari from Audi. Williams from Alpine. That is your top 6. Everyone using their battery massively. It's Mr. Smith that has the lion's share of battery. We know Mr. Smith is very quick while saving battery and has got nearly double what anyone around him has got. If Mr. Smith decides to use that battery, he is going to be very, very dangerous as we make our way onto lap 4 of 26 of this British Grand Prix. Stygian is your leader from Wishing Siren in second. Mr. Smith is third with Jabba in fourth place. I do want to give a big little promo section as well. At 10 p.m. tonight, pretty much straight after this race, we'll be running our first ever Pro Club stream in MOR. So make sure you check that out. And it looks like Wishing Siren would be a very good striker because he has just struck his way into the lead of the Grand Prix. Wishing Siren now leading here at Silverstone. It took him 4 laps to get by Stygian, who overtook him at the start of this race. But it is now the Red Bull driver of Wishing Siren who leads the British Grand Prix. Stygian very wide through the exit of Cops 2. And Mr. Smith now all over the back of the Cadillac driver, has got much more battery than the driver ahead of him too. So can Mr. Smith try and put some pressure on the Cadillac down towards Stowe Corner? The answer to that is a resounding no. He's right on the back of the Cadillac and will try to improve up to second place. But really, it's when he feels like it. He's got the advantage in battery. He will decide when he wants to try and get through. And whenever that decision is made, I'm sure we'll see it. Because I don't think Stygian is going to have much to fight with in this race. We're on lap 5 of 26 of this British Grand Prix. It is Wishing Siren that is your leader. Stygian in second. Mr. Smith running third with Jabba in fourth place. Albon Lover runs fifth with Andy Price in sixth. About a second and a half off of the lead fight. So we've got a train of 5 cars fighting for the lead. And then everyone else just falling a little bit behind, at least for the time being. Mr. Smith, right on the back of Stygian, has got a full battery to use. So Mr. Smith looking very racy as through Cops Corner we go now. We saw Stygian run a little bit wide through here on the last lap. Avoids doing that this lap as the Cadillac is looking to try and overtake Wishing Siren. Through Maggots and Beckett's we go. Neither of them using battery. Stygian does take back the lead, but runs wide in doing so. This is going to be Wishing Siren's chance to get back through into the lead as Alcada comes into the pit lane and retires. Here goes Mr. Smith towards the outside of Stowe Corner. Decided to use the battery that he's been saving. Will now have the inside line for the Vale chicane. And Mr. Smith does move up then into second place in this British Grand Prix. It was a well-executed move. He saw Stygian make the mistake. And Mr. Smith, now up into second, has used a bit of battery as well. Stygian has a little bit more then. Wishing Siren is struggling for battery at this moment, only on 50%, where Mr. Smith is currently on 80%. Lap 6 of 26. It is Wishing Siren that is your leader. Mr. Smith running in second, looking to try and make that the lead down the inside at Brooklands. Now through Luffield we go. Round the outside, never normally the orthodox way to overtake, is through Woodcote. Wishing Siren does keep the lead, at least for the time being. Mr. Smith, though, towards the inside of Cops. And Mr. Smith does take the lead of the British Grand Prix. Mr. Smith wasting no time, knew he had the battery advantage. They're now on very similar batteries. Wishing Siren trying to make the move once more on the rear of the Scuderia, but isn't able to get his way through. And Mr. Smith is now your leader in this British Grand Prix. It took him 6 laps to do so, but he has done it in the best way possible. And your leader now is Mr. Smith. Lap 7 of 26 here at Silverstone. And it's Mr. Smith that is your leader. Wishing Siren in second place. Stygian runs third with Jabber in fourth and Albon Lover in fifth place. Any of these 5 could realistically win this race if they are patient enough. Albon Lover running in fifth, You wouldn't normally say that, but is right on the back of this train, is saving plenty of battery as well. And if any sort of chaos erupts out in front, which I'm pretty sure it will, there will probably be some chaos somewhere, Albon Lover could run straight through. Let's look at Solar then, who's currently in 11th place. And is trying to make the comeback after the drive-through. Wishing Siren has got back through on Mr. Smith. But this battle, far from over yet, I can assure you that. And this battle will continue on for a good while longer, hopefully, for the remainder of this race. We always want to see the biggest and best battles in MOR. Solar does get through on William Brownie in the run down towards Stowe Corner. Solar now running in 10th place. The comeback continues for the Aston Martin as he begins lap 8. Andy Price running a very lonely race at the minute, but I'm sure he won't mind too much. Currently in 6th. Nova Piper in 7th, trying to make a comeback of his own. After having that chaotic opening lap, Jack Plays now picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. We've just hit 5,000 likes on the TikTok. Thank you very much to everyone that has been liking the live. QZRT, we did get that like goal set up pretty much just for you. You were the man that was normally coming in here, setting the like goals, spamming the likes away. So we decided to get a little bit of an interactive goal on the screen for you, so you're able to track your goals. It does double every time the like goal is hit. While we were speaking about that, Albon Lover has got through on Jabba and up into 4th place, used a bit more battery. Joshua is in the chat cheering on Batal, who's currently running in 12th, 3.5 seconds off of William Brownie. Blake gets through on Solar, so Solar evidently struggling. We've got Jabba and Albon Lover fighting through Abbey Corner. Albon Lover manages to defend it, but if these two keep fighting too hard, they are going to fall off of the top 3, and that is not what either of them will want at all. Oliver 87 comes into the pit lane to get rid of the 8-lap-old medium compound tyres. Jabba not able to put any pressure on Albon Lover for the time being. And they will continue following this train. QZRT saying, I'm honoured. Well, we knew you'd like it. And so we've added it into the stream so you can see all of the new followers in the top right. You can see all of the likes on the top left. And you can track your progress. Wishing Siren looking for the move once again on Mr. Smith. The yo-yo racing intensifies as Jabba and Albon Lover continue scrapping away. And I do get the feeling that Jabba and Albon Lover are going to fall off of this train because they are battling very hard. You can see Jabba has used all his battery. Albon Lover nearly used all his battery in the pursuit of Jabba. As Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith battle through the final chicane. That is only that, well, their only saving grace, should I say, is that Mr. Smith and Wishing Siren are having their own battle out front, and that's causing everyone else to condense up a little bit. Wishing Siren back down the inside of Mr. Smith. Look at Stygian getting involved in the fight as well. Let's go on board with the Cadillac driver. Not looking to make a move at the moment. Alcada saying he got taken out by Jack Plays, and that's why he was backwards. Jack Plays currently running in 17th on the back of 1 Xavier. As Stygian might be looking for a move here on Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith goes defensive. Stygian says, okay, I'll try it round the outside line. Not enough grip to do so with those worn mediums. And the battle continues on then. Closest battle on track at the moment, besides the leaders, is William Brownie versus Blake. The hard compound tyres will definitely look better than the mediums at the moment. Blake looking to defend this with all his might. Little bit of contact between them. But William Brownie does get through. Slice picked up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I want to say he already had one of those. Doesn't look like it. They aren't serving anything in the pit lane as Stygian now looks to try and get through on Mr. Smith. Doesn't look like any of our leaders are coming into the pit lane. Wishing Siren is being called in. This is a brilliant scrap we've got through Stowe. Wishing Siren is coming into the pit lane and looking for the undercut, as is Jabba, who you just saw in the background there, going very, very quickly and straight on towards the pit lane. Mr. Smith out as your leader then. Stygian in second place with Albon Lover in third place. And Albon Lover just on the back of this train, but has shown that he does want to fight here today in Silverstone. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Williams car gets a little bit scrappy towards the middle and end part of this race. We are approaching half race distance in this British Grand Prix, as D Ghost is the latest to fall and get a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Nova Piper, Solar also into the pit lane too. Solar currently down in 11th place. Is going to be 12th as Oliver has executed the undercut on Solar. And you can see how costly that drive-through penalty is and how difficult it is to try and make a comeback, especially at this circuit. Solar, you would easily say, is quicker than the likes of Oliver, Batowl, Jabba, people like that. But it is proving really hard for him to try and get through. Batowl and William Brownie have not pitted yet. They started on the hard compound tyres. Blake also hasn't pitted. He started on the mediums. Yellow flag. That was around, I believe, Luke M. as Mr. Smith gets the 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And just when we thought we'd seen enough carnage up at the front with Solar's drive-through, Mr. Smith picks up a 10-second penalty, and that is going to relegate him out of any contention for victory. Albon Lover stays out. Wishing Siren just coming through turn one now has undercut Stygian and Mr. Smith. Stygian is in a little bit of traffic here. He's come out behind William Brownie. Mr. Smith and Jabba also involved in this fight. There are a lot of cars that have not pitted yet involved in these battles. Matt Connor picks up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's just ahead of us on board with William Brownie. Look at Stygian going down the inside. Look at Jabba trying to take the positions as well. Jabba gets through into fourth. Mr. Smith running third. Stygian down the inside on Blake and gets the positions too. So those cars all sort each other out then. You can see with the pit stop screen, Albon Lover, William Brownie, Blake and Batowl have not pitted in this Grand Prix so far, as Stygian has now just lagged quite a way away behind Blake and William Brownie. And that is going to cost Stygian a lot. We've seen how hard it is for Solar to gain back lost time. Stygian's lost about 4 seconds from that lag. And that's surely going to take him out of contention, as Albon Lover now comes into the pit lane then. So the situation is, when Albon Lover comes out the pit lane, we'll fully find out what the situation is. But at the moment, Wishing Siren goes through, Mr. Smith goes through, Jabba goes through. Blake will also go through, I imagine, but has not pitted. No, Blake comes out behind. So your top 4 then, Wishing Siren, Mr. Smith, Jabba, and Albon Lover. Wishing Siren 1.7 seconds ahead. Mr. Smith with a 10-second time penalty. Jabba about a second off of Mr. Smith. Albon Lover about 2 seconds off of Jabba. The gaps now open themselves up as we reach the pit stop phase. And it looks like Wishing Siren has made the best call. Him and Jabba were the first to pit out of the front runners. And Wishing Siren, even if Mr. Smith does gain on him, Mr. Smith with that 10-second penalty will not be getting a good result. Alcada saying, by the way, JP, why can't I click on drivers' profiles on the website? They're currently down for an update at the moment. The developer of the website, Tomo, he's currently on holiday at the moment. But a few things were disabled and updated before he went away. The driver profiles weren't able to do. It's not a big problem. They will be up as soon as Tomo is back from his holiday and has the time to work on it. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There's no particular issue with them at all. They just got disabled while we are scheduling this update for the website and for the driver profiles. So don't worry too much. They will be back up as soon as possible. Solar looking to try and gain on Nova Piper down the inside. Nova Piper trying to fight this back. They're on the same tyres. Solar does find his way through though into 8th place. Nova giving a little bit of waving hello to either Solar or us at home. Alcada saying, is there any idea when Tomo will come back? I'm sure there is. I'm personally just not sure. So I've got no clue, to be completely honest. I don't think it's too long off of memory. But we will see. UZRT saying, why do people pit at like 70% tyre consumption? I pit at 40% and I'm still scared of grip loss. I think that just comes with confidence, with experience from playing the game, to be honest. I think when we're all relatively new and we haven't really league raced, it is quite easy to go, ooh, that's not good. I'm at 40%. Should probably come into the pit lane now. But more experienced drivers, especially people like Wishing Siren, Mr. Smith, Jabba, Solar, people like that, who race at a very high level of league racing and are in esports teams, they will know how to adjust their driving style when the tyres are starting to degrade. Wishing Siren is your leader then. We're on lap 15 of 26 of this British Grand Prix. It's been a brilliant fight so far. The gaps now opening themselves up. But that doesn't mean that that the battles aren't as good, because this now becomes technical warfare. QZRT saying, actually, it depends on games. For example, on GT7, I pit when tyres are completely done. Yeah, exactly that. And I'm sure the reason for that is you are more confident on GT7, let's say. So you are, more confident that you know when the tyres are degrading, how to adjust your driving style, things like that. And that makes it that little bit easier. It's the same principle with these drivers that we are watching right now. The Ghost is gaining on his teammate Luke M then. This is the battle for 14th place. The two Mercedes drivers not having the greatest day out. Oliver 87 gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Was running in 9th place, will fall a bit lower down than that, and with the penalty, that will harm his race a lot. As Luke M dives into the pit lane then, and the battle continues out front. Closest battle on track is Nova versus Solar, and Batal versus Blake. Batal is gaining on Blake, then looking towards the inside line. Blake a little bit deeper on the brakes. QZRT saying, I love this new like counter. I don't have to lift my finger to check how many likes. I'm glad you like it, QZRT. Hopefully it will be used to good effect, shall we say. Luke M then trying to gain on one Xavier. Medium tyres versus hard tyres. A little bit of contact between them on the straight. Xavier goes onto the grass and Luke M does go straight through. Jack Plays saying his internet crashed. That is him out of the race. No worries, Jack. If it's your internet, there's nothing that you can do. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of times that people have had issues like that. I have issues a lot with, let's say, the streaming, for example. Friday, 8 PM, my Streamlabs was absolutely in the bin. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to stream that race. You know, internet is just one of those things that you can't really control. Very annoying, don't get me wrong. Alcada saying, JP, I'm 5th in the Wednesday 6 PM Championship. P9 Baku, P10 Austria Reverse. World Drivers Championship is on. Best of luck to you, Alcada. Albon Lover just pulling into the overtake boost now of Jabba. And could we see Albon Lover try and nick a podium place away? He will get a podium place anyway because of Mr. Smith's time penalty. But Albon Lover looking to try and make that second place. He's got to try and get through on Jabba, but he's got the pace at the moment. Jack Plays saying, I'll watch the rest of this race and prepare for pro clubs. I must say, I'm very excited for the pro clubs. It should be really good. It'll be nice to, let's say, play something different. You know, of course, we're setting up the Le Mans Ultimate Division and whatever. But FIFA, obviously, a very different game. It's not a racing game. So I think it'll be quite interesting to see what the dynamic is like. I am definitely very excited to see how it goes. It should be a lot of fun. I do hope that that people do enjoy it. I do apologise if there are a few pauses in this race. I am still trying to sort out the pro clubs for tonight. That should be all sorted now, though, hopefully. So we'll get back to the action then. It looks like the gap between Mr. Smith and Wishing Siren is coming down a little bit. I do think with that penalty for Mr. Smith, we have been robbed of a very good battle for the race win here. Because Mr. Smith, we know how quick that he is. Or we know how quick that he is. We know how quick he is. Blake gets a 10-second penalty and retires in the pit lane from the race. Blake, unfortunately, not having the best race from his standards. Mr. Smith is going to look to try and win this race on track. He is getting into the overtake boost of Wishing Siren. Albon Lover is looking for the move on Jabba round the outside towards Stowe Corner. And Albon Lover does take third place then. So that will be a second place finish. QZRT saying, JP, I'm going on vacation from the 28th to the 3rd of September. Where are you going, QZRT? Alcada saying, JP, I can hear you eating while commentating. I can assure you I'm not eating, Alcada. I only ever eat on streams if I'm, like, absolutely desperate. I am hungry. I wish I was eating. but we've got to maintain the professionalism on the stream. It might be the dog in the background chewing on a toy or something that you're hearing. I do apologize if there is any background noise. The co-commentator dog, as always, trying to get involved with the stream. Mr. Smith in second place. Didn't get the overtake boost on that last lap on Wishing Siren. He's using a lot of battery to try and get into it. Wishing Siren, I'm sure, does not want to be battling with Mr. Smith and get dragged towards Albon Lover and Jabba. Stygian has really fallen out of this fight due to that lag spike he had, as Jabba does get back through on Albon Lover. You've got to remember, this is the battle for second place, as long as they don't lose another 5 seconds to Mr. Smith. Albon Lover gets the position back once more. QZRT saying, my dad said Lombardy or Trentino. I don't know. He sent me the file, but I don't want to check it. Fair enough. It's always nice to have a surprise. I do hope you have a good time, QZRT. Let us know how it goes. Jack Plays saying, I'm 4th in the Wednesday 6 PM standings. Good stuff, Jack Plays. Congratulations. Wishing you the best for the rest of this season. Mr. Smith, then, is now in the overtake boost of Wishing Siren. And Mr. Smith is going to look to try and spoil the Wishing Siren party. I do just want to check quickly. I should have done this beforehand. So, silly me for not checking. I do just want to check the standings, if possible. It doesn't look like I can, though. I can't see any standings from the Wednesday 8 PM division, which is quite annoying. I was going to see who won last race. Mr. Smith still gaining on Wishing Siren then. We're moving towards lap 22. The gap about 5.4 seconds between Albon Lover and Mr. Smith. Jabba just falling off the back four now. Sander, welcome in. Great to see you. Hope you're ready for your reserve appearance in the Pro Clubs tonight. I did ping you in the chat. Apologies I didn't reply to your message quick enough. I was trying to give Emmanuel some time to see if he wanted to turn up, but he has not replied. So Sander, you are all in to try and get yourself in that left winger position for 10 PM. It's in exactly an hour now, Sander, and it will run for about 2 hours till midnight UK time. QZRT saying 10k likes. That's what we absolutely love to see. Thank you to everyone that has been liking the stream. Mr. Smith still in second, trying to bear down the pressure. Solar has had a very good comeback, is currently running in 6th place. I don't think he's going to be able to gain the time on Stygian to get up into 5th. But Solar still with a good comeback after being, I think it was 14th or 15th at one point in this race, as Jabba now picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that almost guarantees that Albon Lover will be taking 2nd place. Sander saying, happy it's been a while since left wing, but early game I was a beast. I look forward to seeing that, Sander. Should be interesting to see how it goes. It'll be interesting because obviously all of us have not played together before. So it'll be cool to see who's actually good in their positions and who's able to play the best and whatever. It'll be nice to see what happens. Lap 23 of 26 of this race then. It is Wishing Siren that is your leader. Yeah, I agree, Sander. I think a lot of us will be rusty. I personally haven't played Pro Clubs in a while. But at the end of the day, the main thing is it's fun. As long as we all enjoy it, then that is the main thing. Sander, if you can... Oh, no, you already have done the attendance. My apologies. Jack Plays saying, will I get a chance to play tonight? By the look of the attendance, no. But obviously, if someone doesn't turn up when we get to 10 o'clock, I'll give you a ping, Jack. I believe you are the second reserve as well. And obviously, you've just registered your interest in the chat too. So I'll make sure you're the first one that I ping. Alcad is saying, JP, why don't we do subs? I think it's just a bit too complicated. Because of the weekly lineups thing that we're doing. Obviously, anyone that's a reserve, they're still wanting to play too. Most of the people that are Pro Clubs reserves don't actually want to be a reserve. So we're going to do a weekly lineups where every week at Wednesday 10 PM, which is when the Pro Clubs sessions will be running, it will be a different lineup every week. People will be playing in different positions and all that sort of thing. So it shakes it up. It gets people the opportunity to play. We don't just want the same 11 playing every week. Obviously, performance will be a thing. Let's say me, for example, I don't perform well at striker. I don't score any goals. I will be dropped and someone else will go in. And I'll, let's say, just commentate the Pro Clubs rather than actually playing. So performance will matter as well. If all 11 perform absolutely brilliantly and we win every game, there is a chance that all of 11 of us will be picked for next week. But we are going to try and do it like an actual football team. Me being the manager, as I've set up the Pro Clubs and whatnot, I will be looking at our performance and people's individual performances and basically trying to get our strongest team. Because obviously, A, the main goal is to have fun, but we do also want to try and get to Division 1. So we do want our strongest lineup out every week if possible. And then obviously we've got the reserves as well if people can drop down. Sander saying, JP, can I give you a small tip when we are in VC for clubs? Yes, of course. No problem at all, Sander. I think it'll be interesting to see how much people have played clubs. Obviously, you know, you have levels and that contributes to how good your card is and whatnot. That makes a big difference as well. I think I'm level 87, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what level anyone else is. I know Zen, who I think is a reserve, is a level 100. So we've got some good people. Matt Connor seems very good at centre-back. We've got some good attackers. Mikey seems very confident at CDM. So yeah, it should be good. But like I say, performance will be looked at, so definitely bring your A game. We're on the penultimate lap then, here in Silverstone. Mr. Smith is your leader from Wishing Siren, but unfortunately for him, that 10-second penalty is going to be costing him. It will be Albon Lover that finishes in second. Jabba looks like he's going to finish third. Sander saying, I have great builds. Max Magic build, 95 Playmaker, 91 CDM. Well, that's good, Sander, because the thing is as well, you know, obviously we're going to be looking to switch people in and out. If you can play multiple positions, you have the most chance of playing with us. You know, there might be some people, like myself, my build, I only have one build, and I can only really play striker or winger. So I'm limited as to where I can play. But the people that can play striker, CDM, centre-back, goalkeeper, left-back, right-back, wherever, they're more likely to play. But as we move on to the final lap here in Silverstone then, Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith still doing battle on track, but it is going to go Wishing Siren's way unless something untoward happens on this final lap, because Mr. Smith picked up that 10-second penalty in the pit lane. Mr. Smith has given it everything and would have been a deserving winner had it not been for the penalty. It's going to be Albon Lover that takes second with Jabba in third. But for Wishing Siren, it is a very deserving victory. Made the perfect strategy call. Has led a lot of this Grand Prix. And when Solar made the mistake, it was Wishing Siren that capitalised. Mr. Smith is still going to fight away. Wishing Siren darts out the way. Does not want to get involved in any sort of contact. Is down towards Stowe Corner for one final time. Here comes Wishing Siren to the inside. He wants to win it on track. He looks like he's going to win it on track. They're having a brilliant scrap, the Ferrari and the Red Bull. But for Wishing Siren, it is exactly what he would have wanted from the British Grand Prix. He rounds the final corner at Silverstone. Wishing Siren wins the British Grand Prix with an absolutely brilliant drive. Albon Lover comes home for second place. It will be Jabba that comes home. No, Mr. Smith will take third. Jabba finishes in fourth place. Stygian comes home to take fifth. Solar with the comeback to sixth place. Andy Price will finish in seventh. Nova Piper will be in eighth with William Brownie in ninth place. Oliver will finish in 10th. Matt Connor will finish 11th on track, but Batal right behind him will take it because of Matt's 10-second penalty. Luke M finishes 13th with Xavier in 14th, D goes 15th, and Jack plays 16th. We lost Slice, Blake, and Alcada. VCarb having a horrible day out at Silverstone today. Batal and Matt Connor still fighting away. Matt Connor will hold on to 11th place on track, but it will be the Haas driver that takes 11th after the penalties are applied. You can see the state of that front left tyre, not looking very healthy. Oliver crosses the line in 10th. Matt Connor just coming through the final chicane now. But for Wishing Siren, what an unbelievable race for the Red Bull. He takes top spot here at Silverstone. The podium celebrations kick off then after a brilliant British Grand Prix. It's Wishing Siren that will come out on top. Race winner Wishing Siren. Fastest lap goes to Nova Piper. Driver of the day is William Brownie, with most overtakes also going to William Brownie. Batal gets the cleanest driver. Wishing Siren is your victor then. Albon Lover in second, with Mr. Smith taking the final podium place. It was a brilliant Grand Prix, and we will be back at 10 PM for the first ever MOR Esports Pro Clubs stream. Make sure you're there. If you're not following already, make sure you hit the follow button. My name's been Jack. I've been your commentator. A pleasure to bring you the action from sunny Silverstone. I hope to see you in the Pro Club stream. But until I see you, take care. And as always, ta-da.